I remember when I stole my boss's shisha pots, and I thought I had made it because by that time I was still in Kenya, and I'd gone to do to work. They called me to work, so I pack my boss's shisha pots and I taken them to a bus park. I'm coming to Kampala to begin a business, and my friend brings my boss to where I stay, and they get me. The police came, and that was my first time being in the police custody, I prayed to God that day. I'm like, God, if you're there, I will not do this thing again. I will not ever steal again. My name is Rahim Aziz Abubakar. Yes, I'm a Musoga. The connection is my mom is a Kenyan and my dad is a Musoga. Yes, I begin schooling in Kenya, that is primary, until P7 when I now join schools in Uganda now. So I finished my primary level in Uganda. I went to Kenya was because my stepfather never wanted me to be with my mom and him. So the only option I had is to go to Kenya. My grandmom and my other uncles, yes. It's when I saw my mom again after quite a period of time. When I grew up in Mombasa, I would not get a chance to see my mom. So my mom took almost 5 years not seeing me. So when she came, I again saw her, and I was happy. So the saga began there. When I now wanted to be with my mom, the connection had come, the bond had come, so I was 16. So that was the most memory, like it's one of the memories I keep remembering, that stirred up something in me. Yes. And then I joined senior one again. That side, my mom now lives and then goes to Kenya again. So I begin studying there. But then also my mom had a call again from my stepdad. Oh, please come. I want to, how to amend things. And then we come together with her. So it's been a bit of movement up and down. So my senior one begins from there. Then I come again inside senior 2. And then I drop out in senior 3. Yes. Dropout came when I began using drugs with peers. I joined senior 1 when I came back at the school. It's a single school called Turkish Light Academy. It's a single school, and by then my stepdad was paying my school fees. So that's when I got to know more people. The Arabs. Those who use weed. And I began also to begin using them. We began using cigarettes behind the schools. So one time they gave me school fees. That is now in senior 2. School fees, and something tells me keep the money, in your pocket. Keep it. And then that's how my dad finds out that I didn't pay school fees. I get an expulsion because of drugs. Then my dad chases me from home. I go down on the streets. Before he says get out of my house, there was traces of me using drugs already. So when I get the money, 1.3 school fees, and I use it, and then he calls at school, and then they tell him we have not received school fees. So the school chases me, and my dad also tells me, what? If you want to be with your mom, go with your mom. But me, I've chased you. So my mom also has no option but let me go, So I go at my auntie's place, they chase me. I go at my uncle's place, they chase me. And then I begin now, someone introduces me to selling shisha in bars, and I would get some good money. So shisha came, then I began also selling weed in schools. I began supplying schools. Yes, and that's how I survived on the streets. Yes. By that time, I had a girlfriend. I call her girlfriend. Yeah, and then also things came and went berserk. She chased me from home because I sold her stuff, most of them, because when she traveled, she gave me in charge. She put me in charge of everything. I sold everything actually. She came back and she got pissed. She chased me away from home. When you're using drugs, you can't survive without having money. So I began selling her stuff, her gas cook. I remember her gas, her iron box, flat iron, so many things. So when she came back from because she had gone to Bari. So when she came back, she didn't find anything. So she told me, I can't stay with you anymore. Please go. So as I leave, I began living now in mosques. That's when I also began stealing their money, in mosques. And that's how I end up again in prison, Yes. So that transition is where everything started up again. I became very, very, very so addictive to drugs, I'm now looking at stealing, pocketing money, getting things from people because now I'm alone, The mosques didn't really chase me because I was a Muslim by then. No, me, I would come during night. There's a mosque. It was in a building. It's called Haruna Tower. They had a building up, and it was a mosque. So basically, you would come. Those who didn't have to sleep, who didn't have enough to sleep, you would come and you sleep. So I was a very committed member there. So they knew me already. I would go and sleep there. I would see where they keep their money. I would steal the money. In the morning, go buy popcorns, buy commando, because that was the cheapest way I could survive. Yeah, so the mosque didn't chase me away because I already had strong names. And my family background also, they knew some of them, so they would keep me around because of my family. It went, now the serious part went, now on the streets, that part of the mosque, it went up to 6 months. That was from January until around June. Probably June, yeah, June. Actually, there's a part you didn't. I smoked my first cigarette when I was 10 years. I remember very well, but that wasn't really serious until now. I joined in senior one, and then I'm reminded now of the other lifestyle, and then now I adopt. So probably it took me around 6-7 years being in drugs. Yeah, 6 to 7 years being in drugs. Yeah. I was so addictive at that time, senior one, up to 2016, around there. Because now I dropped out of school and I was involved now in even supplying. Yeah. My worst memory is I remember when I stole my boss's shisha pots, and I thought I had made it because by that time I was still in Kenya and I'd gone to do to work. They called me to work. So I pack my boss's shisha pots and I taken them to a bus park. I'm coming to Kampala to begin a business. And my friend brings my boss to where I stay, and they get me. The police came, and that was my first time being in the police custody, I prayed to God that day. I'm like, God, if you're there, I will not do this thing again. I will not ever steal again, And God really had my prayer. I was released, not even on bond, just because I was young, God had mercy on me. I was released. So it to me, I was there for 2 weeks. To me, it was a psychological torture. I was tortured. I'm like, how can I be in prison? I have my mom, I have my dad. Why? So it was something that really didn't. I was in prison 5 times, but then the 4 times was in Uganda, where I would be put in Tinda police station. But the last time I was in prison was in Chira police station, where I was even transferred to CPS. You know, flying squad had to beat me up because I was suspected to stealing a border, you know, and I didn't do it. But then because you have that thing, so they think it's you. So I was taken to flying squad, I was beaten up, I was tied. But then again, God had my prayer again and I was released. And that was the last time I was in prison.
Hello, this is Anchored 619. We're so glad that you have followed us all this while. If you're new here, please subscribe, click that notification button. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. You don't want to miss any of our episodes.